Hello, people. Today, I just wanted to come at you from a slightly different angle. I'm going to do one take, no ad-libs, man. I didn't mean that as a pun, by the way, when I said a different angle, even though I'm technically sitting at a different angle. I meant that in terms of, I wanted to share with you something that's been on my heart this week, man. That sounds really intense. It's not. I just mean I've been thinking about it quite a lot. But I've been praying a lot about what we've been covering in chapel, on Chapel TV, and in spiritual reflection. And there's been this word that's been stuck out to me a lot this week when I think about what I've been doing inside and outside of work. And it's this word called diligence. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard this word before. I don't know if you've ever come across this word. For me personally, I've only ever really seen this word in two places. One, the Bible, and two, when we're talking about like buying a new product. So I don't know if you've ever heard this said before, but like, if you're going to buy like a new phone or a new car or a new house, someone might tell you to make sure you do your due diligence, which means to go and like try and understand exactly what you are going to be purchasing. So to do your due diligence would look like, if I'm going to go buy an iPhone, okay, I'm making sure that if I want an iPhone Max, I understand the differences between an iPhone Pro Max and an iPhone SE or FE or whatever it's called. I understand the camera quality. I understand the processing speed. I understand that the Pro Max only comes in pearl grey and black and not green. And if it does come in green, then it's a FE and not. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what diligence is. Diligence is going to do proper, research and to trying to diligence to understand what it is that you're working with, okay? Or about to purchase, if that's the example you're going with, talking about buying something. So when we talk about diligence, right, we're talking about something that is usually a consistent effort. We're talking about something that you do to put yourself in a position to understand something better, so that you can be in a better position to move forward. So the Bible talks about this word diligence, right? In the book of Proverbs 22:29. And in one of the versions, or one of the translations called the Message version, which is sort of like a more poetic, simpler English version of the Bible, it explains the verse like this. Observe people who are good at their work. So diligent people who are good at their work, right? Skilled workers, that's a diligent worker. Skilled workers are always in demand and admired. They don't take a back seat to anyone. And I was thinking about this, right? That, in terms of success, because I think that's something that we need to talk about, because it's probably something in our world today that's quite skewed. Success for you and for I is going to be different based on so many different things. Could be based on how you were brought up, could be based on what you've seen your parents do or your siblings do, could be based on what you've seen your favorite celebrity or influencer or football player or social media star do. You could base what you think success is based on what you've seen. But I say all this to say that diligence, right? Being a hard worker, a skilled worker, and having the right attitude towards work. Because if you don't have the right attitude towards work, you're not going to be good at it. Yeah, if you hate what you do and you hate doing it, chances are you're not going to be very successful in doing the work that you're supposed to do. So I would say being diligent and being a hard worker and being a focused worker, right, are things that help you be successful. And these are things that are sort of like the ingredients for success. They're not guarantees. Success is not guaranteed, right? It takes a very long time and a lot of consistent effort in one direction to be successful. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I hear people say all the time, this person's a nerd, that person's a nerd, this person's a nerd. But I think nerd is a word that we use to insult people now, because Hollywood has made this, caricature or example of what they think a nerd looks like or behaves like. But actually, I think personally, if you look at most successful people in the world, they are nerds. I mean, you take Cristiano Ronaldo, for example. This is a man that has kept his body in peak physical condition for almost 3 decades of his life and has been able to play professional football at such a high level that he's being paid millions and millions of pounds each and every year to, effectively entertain fans all across the world. And he's done it on an international stage and on a club stage. He is, by all intents and purposes, he is a nerd. He studies the game of football, he studies nutrition, and he spends hours and hours and hours obsessing over what will make him successful in his field of work. That, to me, is what being a nerd is. But I don't see that as being a bad thing, so I don't know why we see it as a bad thing in society today. Because I think being a nerd and being diligent in your work, being focused and actually doing the work and, making sure you understand what you're doing and how to do it well and do it better, these things are quote unquote nerdy, but they are what it takes to be successful. So I think of other examples, like Mr. Beast, one of the most successful YouTubers. I was watching a video of his the other day where he's talking about being successful on YouTube is not as easy as people think, but it's harder than people think because it takes consistent effort for a number of years until you see the fruit of your labor. By that, it means until you start seeing the numbers, Most people don't go viral overnight. Some people do, but most people don't. And so you have to really study and work hard at finding the right content that people enjoy, creating the right kind of videos in the right style, and then posting that content consistently in order to be successful over a long period of time. He is a nerd, a YouTube nerd, but he is successful. So my question, I guess, for you guys today is are you a diligent person? Do you take pride in working hard and studying and understanding what it is that you need to be doing every day? If it comes to school, do you actually take pride in your work at school? Are you actually diligent as a student to go and study when you need to be studying? Or do you just sort of treat school it don't really matter? Because, you don't pay for it. So it's not like it affects you if you don't do well at it, even though it does in the long term. Yes, you can be successful without GCSEs, but guess what? It's also going to make life a lot harder when you're trying to work a job and you got to do maths and English in college. So my question to you is, are you diligent? Are you studying? Are you working hard? Even as a student in your school community, right? Are you diligent as a human being in terms of understanding what it takes to be a positive, contributing student? In terms of, are you contributing to the general well-being of other students or your school? Are you a kind person? Are you the kind of person that is respectful around school? Or are you just rude, obnoxious, ignorant? You never want to work hard in class because you can't be bothered. Yeah? Do you care about people in your school community, not just yourself? Because I would argue, right, that in the world of work, just hit my chair, any form of success, to really be successful, to really succeed, you are going to have to be studious. You are going to have to be diligent. You are going to have to work hard. These are prerequisites of success. And if you don't do that, which I would also say these nerds are doing, if you don't do that, then there is no guarantee you're going to be successful at anything. And here's the last thing I'd say to you. I would challenge every single one of you to rethink what you consider being a nerd to be. If you think being a nerd is just somebody that you think is not cool, okay, fine. But I tell you what, it's very cool in the future when you have enough money to fund the lifestyle you want to lead. And being cool doesn't mean you got the biggest muscles or drive the nicest cars or you hang out with the coolest people in Dubai. You know, being cool, as the Bible says here, being admired, right, in this Bible verse, right, is being a skilled worker. All right, being people who are good at what they do because they work hard at it, they study it. Okay, Ronaldo, Mr. Beast, just two examples. Think of people like Usain Bolt, probably studied his 100-meter craft for years and years and years and years before he won gold. Yeah? Yeah? So I would just encourage you and challenge you guys today to really think about it. Really think about these words we use and really think about what it means to be successful for you. Do you know what it's going to take for you to be successful in the field you want to go in? Do you know what field you want to go in? Are you willing and prepared to put the work in? Do you want to be admired? Okay, if you do, are you willing to work hard enough and be skilled enough in the work that you have to be in demand? Or do you just think that you're going to be able to coast by and just get away with it because you just do enough? These are all questions. These are all just questions. These are all just questions. And this is a one-take ad-lib. No ad-lib shoot. So I'm just putting this out, raggle, because I just needed to be said as it was. There's no way I could have dressed this video up. It just is what it is. So that's just what I want you guys to think about this week is are you diligent as a student, as a human being? Do you work hard and consider, what you could be doing to be successful in and around school? And then in your future life, one you thought about or you maybe haven't thought about, have you considered what it will take to be successful in the field you want to go in? Or even the field you might be in right now? Or working to be in, Anyway, that's my 10 pence. I hope this video was helpful. And I hope it's challenged you, inspired you, or even just, even if you thought, why am I watching this guy talks rubbish? Even if he's done that, listen, I just hope it's been beneficial in some way. So listen, until next time, my people, take care, don't stress, stay blessed. Peace.